Hey guys, DB Right coming from you from, well, my mobile phone. So, well, this is brand new and now I can sort of do what ifs when I'm on the go. So, continuing where we left off with part 5 of What If Bardock Survived, we are now continuing the story exactly where we left off with the previous part, which, as I recall, we left with Vegeta overwhelming Dodoria. Or if we didn't get to that point yet, it's happening now. So, in a reality where Bardock not only survived his demise from Planet Vegeta, ending up on a planet that's way outside of Frieza's sphere of influence. Just a funny little explanation of the explosion that took out Planet Vegeta, knocked Bardock all the way into another planet. Yeah, I suppose that's one way to get free travel. Have a maniacal maniac blow up your planet and the shockwave just catapults you away to some other planet where you luckily survive. I guess that's sort of what they did with the whole Bardock going back in time, being on Planet Plant. Anyways, it made it believable. I think it made it a bit believable. So, throughout the years, Bardock has not lost his power to see the future, and he was able to overthrow a lowly guarded Frieza base and use its facilities to heal himself up, and stealing a ship that has its own onboard healing chamber. He essentially carried out guerrilla tactics until eventually he got visions that his two sons were going to meet at some point and pretty much battle each other to the death. He managed to get there in time to prevent that, and after disposing of Nappa, who just wouldn't stop fighting, and convincing Vegeta that Lord Frieza had indeed blown up their home planet, well, things are now suddenly on the right track on planet Namek, with Vegeta arriving on Namek in different circumstances. Vegeta didn't get himself badly hurt fighting on Earth, because he was, well, more concerned on what Bardock had told him about Frieza. So, he chose to turn and run from that battle, and is more concentrating on getting revenge on Frieza, which you might have thought that Bardock and Vegeta would have teamed up because they both hate Frieza and they both want him gone. But, nah, Vegeta's Vegeta about it. I'm the Prince of Saiyans, I will take him down myself. And this led to the events going down on Namek right now. Vegeta arriving on different circumstances, not having to battle Kui right up front, and due to the fact they didn't fight on Earth, he's significantly weaker. So he didn't go charging in and trying to fight Dodoria or Zarbon. He went straight for the Namekian village, blew it up, stole a Dragon Ball, and he actually finds Guru before any of the others do. Now, of course, Vegeta doesn't kill Guru because Guru created the Dragon Balls. Vegeta's been cautioned that if he does it, no one gets their wish. And so, in a way, Vegeta's become an unlikely ally of the Namekian people, Guru even going as far as to awaken his latent potential, if any, and has now pushed him to enough power that Vegeta is now going Manhunter on Frieza and his henchmen. Which, you can imagine, he quite easily kills Dodoria at this point, and he's now waiting for Zarbon to rear his ugly head. Zarbon has an ugly head? You sure that's not Dodoria you're thinking of, DB, right? Nope, I said Zarbon has an ugly head. Technically true in his other form. Alright. I am sorry for the 5-minute recap, but that's good for people who haven't seen the series to this point, who went straight to this video. So they have a good, nice 5-minute understanding on what has happened. Okay, so Bardock, Goku, Raditz, and Piccolo are on their way to Namek, 6-day trip, flying capsule airways, and have themselves a nice little gravity chamber to use, and to essentially, yes, become stronger. Now, will this mean that Goku becomes stronger in this version of events due to the fact that he has not only one sparring partner, but 3 of them? He has Bardock, Raditz, and Piccolo. I would have to say yes in certain ways, but also no in others, because everyone else is going to want to use the grav room, and there's always so much room in that ship. If everyone went in there trained all at once, the thing would be blown up, and we'd have probably, dead Saiyans and Namekians drifting off into space because they blew up the ship. So I would imagine they'd have to be careful. So at the very least, it's 2 at a time. Raditz and Bardock would train together, and then Piccolo and Goku might have a turn, and then rotating amongst each other. So overall, I think in terms of gains, it'd be pretty even throughout the board, with the exception of Piccolo, of course, because he doesn't get the Zenkai boost because he's a Namekian, not a Saiyan. And, well, in the meantime, though, Frieza has gotten a little bit upset that Dodoria hasn't come back yet, and...
Zarbon! I want you to get out there and deal with that pesky Prince Vegeta once and for all, and those nasty little creatures that helped that Namekian child before. Whoever they were. Just go deal with that, will you? I'm gonna sit here, have some wine, stare at the window.
So while Frieza's enjoying his bit of wine, Zarbon is out there looking. However, he is unaware that he himself is being stalked by the Prince of all Saiyans. And so, essentially, Vegeta attacks Zarbon. Now, this doesn't go anywhere near or like the previous version of the show. This doesn't go like it does in the original show, with Zarbon transforming and giving Vegeta a whooping that he wouldn't believe. While Vegeta lets Zarbon power up to his transformation, however, with Guru unlocking Vegeta's potential, Vegeta is just a lot stronger at this point, and getting even more stronger. Much like Gohan and Krillin did in the original, how they had their latent potentials unlocked, but their power didn't hit a physical peak until they went ahead and fought Frieza. Now, you could argue, but that's because they fought the Ginyu Force before that and got stronger that way. Yeah, Krillin's a normal person. He's not a Saiyan. He doesn't get stronger like that. Yet, he was still able to give Frieza a good effort in his, in Frieza's first form and second form. So, it goes to show that because Guru is probably in his weakened state, that when he unlocks people's potentials at that age, it probably takes longer for it to take its full effect. But however, it's definitely more than enough for Vegeta to pretty much destroy Zarbon right there on the spot. And when I say right there on the spot, Vegeta takes his time really playing with Zarbon. It doesn't matter how much power you have, Zarbon. I am the Prince of all Saiyans. I'll always have more power than you. And keep in mind, Vegeta also had his tail, so even if he didn't have the power up, he could probably still use the Grade 8 transformation, if worse came to worse. It's just that Guru giving him a power up has given Vegeta quite that significant boost. So after dispelling with Zarbon and hiding his second Dragon Ball with the other one by the lake, like he does in the original, Vegeta's almost tracking down those little earthling creatures and pretty much putting a stop to them. just can't have them getting in his way, and well, they did kind of kill Nappa. And so he's more or less on his way to do that. Now, meanwhile, though, Frieza has gone ahead and decided to call the Ginyu Force.
Zarbon's taking too long out there. What's taking him so long? He's supposed to be my elite member, the one who's always by my side with that pink Dodoria. None of them have come back.
And so, essentially, yep, he's gone ahead and called the Ginyu Force in, and Vegeta has gotten a sense to where the Earthlings are now, Krillin, Gohan, and along with little Dende, who's guiding them towards Guru right now, in hopes to secure a Dragon Ball. Yeah, Vegeta already has that one. But, at the very least, this does make Vegeta a little bit nervous because, well, he knows Krillin, well, Gohan more. He's more afraid of Gohan than Krillin, but still, they had potential, especially at Bardock and Raditz and that fool Kakarot running around. Yes, this could be bad if Guru unlocks their potentials. This could be very bad for the prince. So he's hightailing it back to Guru's as quickly as he can, but it's too late. With Gohan and Krillin going there at the same time in this timeline, they both get their potentials awakened right then and there, and Vegeta is around, and they sense the Ginyu Force are quickly approaching the planet. Damn it, he did it. I thought we would have had more time than that. What? What's going on, Vegeta? Frieza's called in the Ginyu Force. You ever watch Power Rangers? It's just like that, but crazier. And so, with that, Vegeta, Krillin, and Gohan are going to have to work together much like they do in the original. And the Ginyu Force essentially arrive. Now, for Krillin and Gohan battling out with Gildo, pretty much goes the same way. Vegeta has to step in and help them. However, when we get Vegeta versus Raccoon, the battle is actually a lot more closer than what we get in the original, where Raccoon ultimately overpowered Vegeta. But why is that, do you right? Again, Guru unlocked his potential, Vegeta's potential, and it is still going up at this point. High enough that he's able to match Raccoon. Now, I'm pretty sure, according to at least what I've read on the Dragon Ball fandom websites and places like that, Dragon Ball Wiki, or I forget the specific names of them, Raccoon is supposed to be the second strongest Ginyu Force member aside from Captain Ginyu. So, yeah, it's a pretty even fight. Anyway, Vegeta is holding his own much better. So at this point, Krillin and Gohan don't have to charge in and needlessly put themselves in danger like in the original. So Vegeta is ultimately able to hold off Raccoon long enough for the reinforcements to arrive, as Piccolo, Goku, Bardock, and Raditz arrive on Planet Namek. Now, Bardock still likes to wear his Scouter. It's just sort of out of a habit. He has learnt to sense power levels without it, but for Bardock, it's kind of like a fashion statement for Bardock, his Scouter. Well, looks like your boy and your friend there, Kakarot, are still alive. Not bad at all. Yeah, and they seem to have increased their power somewhat. Hey, no more talking. Let's get this done. And they all fly on in, and where it sort of looks like where Raccoon might be beginning to overpower the prince, at least a little, it's already too late. Before he could swing that blow, Bardock has grabbed him by the arm. You're Bardock. You know damn well who I am. Whack! Hits him in the gut the same sort of fashion that, I think it's Goku? I think Goku whacked him in the gut in that certain way. Or is that Nappa I'm thinking of? Either way, Rakuba's just hit a very nasty gut punch, and he's pretty much down on the floor, and Bardock pretty much blasts him away right there. Dad, how could you do that? You may be an enemy, but they deserve a second chance. Don't be so naive, Kakarot. These guys are killers. And so, essentially, you could consider this complete and utter cleanup of the Ginyu Force, because everyone there is simply stronger than them. Even with Raccoon down and out, gone, Gildo's lost his head, yeah. Jace and Berta, they're not holding up much better, especially considering when Bardock, Raditz, and Goku and Piccolo have also developed team attacks of their own, training together in the spaceship. Why? Because Bardock knew this would happen. Bardock knew Frieza would eventually call in the Ginyu Force, and they would need tactics like this to survive. There was no guarantee that the grab chamber would actually work after all. And Bardock is the kind of person to be prepared. So essentially, the Ginyu Force is decimated. There's none of this Jace running back to get the captain. Oh no, Bardock's not going to give him the chance. As Jace is destroyed there as well. So, essentially, you've got Captain Ginyu standing around the base with whatever's left of Frieza's forces. Alright, men, let's start burying up these Dragon Balls. If you really want to be considered as members of the Ginyu Force, at least show me you can dig a decent hole. And Frieza's realizing he needs a... Hang on, DBRI, you made a slight mistake here. Yes, I have. And that is the fun of doing these without a script. I get to pull up little mistakes like this. When did Frieza get all the Dragon Balls? Vegeta has 2 of them hidden in the lake. Correct. So really, Frieza and Captain Ginyu, they're just guarding over the Dragon Balls. So, bit of a problem really. This means Frieza's not going to leave the base. Okay, so this is where we're going to leave things for now, until I work out where we're going to go with this next. Feel free to leave your suggestions in the comments. And I'll see you guys again next time when I do one of these on the move like this. Alright, see you later. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment and share it. Algorithm. All that stuff.